Come here, Shadow. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome to JJ's Chess Pots Palace. Come on, Shadow. There you go. Come on. Another day of chess. Gonna do puzzles and maybe take some challenges, and I hope you're having a great Halloween day. Friday, October 31st. Put up the schedule for you guys. That's the chess schedule. Gonna have Friday Night Blitz tonight at 6:30. The link will be put up in my chat, and then at 7 o'clock the arena starts. Need 4 people to start it. And usually most of our players come from chess.com. A lot of returnees that enjoy it. It is a hosted and Shadow, come on. Shadow, where are you? What are you doing? It's hosted, and I do sports commentary for it. And I don't play, but I make you guys a star. Just play fair, and I do not talk about position when showing the games. So it makes it fair. Try to make it a fair playing field as possible. My YouTube channel, JJ Plays Chess, multi-streaming today on JJ Plays Chess. We, because of TOS, terms of service for Twitch, and I primarily stream on Twitch, multi-stream on YouTube. I am not allowed to have my multi-stream chats up, so that I cannot see any chats coming from YouTube. I do appreciate you watching on YouTube, and I'm not monetized yet. Still need 500 subs and a lot of views, so I don't know if that'll ever happen, but I do very much appreciate like, share, and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy the content today. We're going to start with puzzles and then go to some challenges. People that are on Twitch, of course, are going to have the primary chance to challenge. They're the ones that come into my chat, and I have been following me for quite some time. Been on Twitch TV for over a year now. I think it was May 21st when I started, June 6th when I got affiliated. And so I am monetized, get some ad revenue. Not a lot of money, but about $50 every other month. But I enjoy it, and this is my outlet to be able to talk to people, have some fun, and we have some good people that come in. We have chess players and wizardry players. I'm an original wizardry player from 1981. So I do 5 streams of Wizardry Variants Daphne, best wizardry game that has ever been made. And that's on Steam, also on iPhone and Android. And then Proving Grounds the Mad Overlord, the reboot of the original game I played on an Apple II Plus in 1981. That's the 2024 version. I play that twice a week, Monday and Thursday mornings, and then chess 5 times a week as well. Monday night at 6:30 and Friday morning, basic puzzle challenges and chess challenges. And please, if you do want a challenge today, unrated. I get a lot of lower elos that try to just smoke me and get it by with send it in. They don't come in and talk or anything beforehand, and they play a rated game, and when I'm trying to get things going, I'll just okay it, and all of a sudden they play 97% and they're 100 level, and you're just like, rather have some good games. Nobody wants to watch me get stomped by AI. I think my personal opinion is that there are a lot of people that try to mess with people, and it really is too bad. And there is a lot of cheating in online games as a whole. I've been an online gamer for a long, long time, and I just want to enjoy the experience as much as you guys. So hopefully when we get some challenges today, it'll be a lot of fun and some good games. I'm looking forward to it. So my Discord channel is for Wizardry players and chess players, and we have quite a lot of chess players. We're getting more Wizardry players, and the Discord is there. Also, my secondary channel that I just started a couple months ago. It's already got 100 subs. I was really thankful, and I didn't expect that. So it's starting to go, and I really appreciate everybody watching that has helped, that's subbed to that channel as well, and that is JJ Plays Wizardry. And then I have a club on chess.com. And I ask that you're established at least 3 months. I probably won't accept. Every once in a while I make an exception. If I know the person, or if it seems that they're legit, but on chess.com, before you do so, we have had some trouble with that. And in the past, I've had some. And it's just me. There's nobody else. My microphone and my 2 kitties. And so we're going to get started today. We're going to go to puzzles. I do have an in-house tournament on the club going right now, and 6 games going. I do want to watch. I've got 18 hours, 22 hours to make my move, and so we'll go to puzzles and start them. This is my second go around on puzzles, and had a pretty good run going, and then missed a few on Monday evening. Got tired. I usually can go about half hour on puzzles before I get a little bit eye weary. But I'm a little older and get tired, so we'll see how this goes. Gonna go with solve puzzles and white to move. Oops, I blundered. Can you find a way to checkmate me? Oops, I blundered. Can you find a way to checkmate me? You know, I think I can. Wow. Can't take because of the queen check. Okay. And you would think the queen could go up there and check, but the king can move out of it. But now you got a bishop. And now the bishop takes the queen. Oh, shit. Oh, God, it's checkmate me. Ha! I blew that right off the start. Look at this. Yeah. Yeah. Blew it right off the start. Oh, well. Damn it. I went too fast. Didn't think about it. I got a queen. You got mate too. Looks like my rook is in trouble. I've been doing that lately. Just a little too quick. Looks like my rook is in trouble. Do you see how? Black to move. Rook is in trouble. Do you see how? Well, I don't see it yet. Oh, I do see it. Okay, rook takes rook, and then the queen check, and then queen takes rook, and knight takes bishop though. But you're still doing well. Let's see here. Calculate for checkmate, black to move. Thank you all for watching today. I appreciate you. Black to move. Got some sleep finally. Boy, a little tired, but Finally got some slate. Black to move, calculate for checkmate. Calculate for checkmate. Black to move. Yeah, I think it's the queen to b2. Excuse me, b3, my bad. Almost. And I think it's queen takes knight. Yep. Find a way to win a queen, white to move. Find a way to win a queen, white to move. Huh. I think I may be wrong. I think it's I think it is rook takes rook. And it's not. Boy. I've been kind of falling apart here on these. That was not the move. That was not the move. Oh, I see. God. Yeah. Yeah, that was... That hurt. I should have looked at that too. Damn. Not a good start. You have a chance to beat me. Can you find the checkmate? Black to move. You have a chance to beat me. Can you find the checkmate? Well, I think yeah, it's going to be the knight check here. It's going to be the check with the queen here. Takes the knight, and then the queen takes the knight with the bishop, and he's got nowhere to go. So, can you find a way to win material? Black to move. Can you find a way to win material? Black to move. You know, it's check on me, so I think we go right here. Yeah, he takes the knight. It was mate in one. Now the question right there was, should I check, sacrifice the queen, and then the rook checks, but the queen can come in blocks, so the queen gets the knight and prevents it. So that was the way to do it. I try to look at everything, but I do miss stuff. Black to move, calculate, and win material. Black to move, calculate, and win material today. Let's see. Calculate and win material. Could be the queen check, but I think it's the knight check first, and then bringing the queen in. But of course, that knight thwarts that mate. So, I'm wrong. I think it's the queen check first. Yeah, and there's a reason. There it is. There's a way to end this with checkmate, black to move. There's a way to end it. This is the reason why I have a membership on chess.com. It's not only the puzzles, but the insights. The insights have all the percentages of how you play, and you can rate yourself against other players, like players, and pretty fascinating. You can see how strong your end game play is, mid-game, openings. I mean, and then you have the videos that you can watch for free, the master class videos. And I also like the lessons. Because I was a high school player in 1974, I already did the beginning and intermediate at the start when I got on chess.com. Then I stopped doing them, and decided a couple months ago to get through the advanced lessons, which I did, and it was a good refresher course. And there are things that I never was taught or didn't remember, and that was a long time ago. And so there's a lot of good lessons and a lot of good things about chess.com. I mean, there's a lot of tools, and I very much appreciate them. That's why I'm a member. That's why I love these puzzles. I wasn't playing the puzzles until 6 months ago, so all this number here and everything. I initially got to like 1900 badge, and then of course did the puzzles, went to 3200 badge, and then they changed the system, and I think this is a way better system. And so I think those bonus points were giving us a bloated sense of what the puzzles were. And so they changed the system, and I thought they did a really good job of that. And I think I'm around 1900 in puzzles. Kept the badges, though. That's kind of cool. And I appreciate that. Okay, there's a way to end this with checkmate, black to move. I would be thinking the queen. But obviously it's the rook. Check first. Rook check first, then come across with the queen. With the check here. Huh. And this move is, yeah, I don't know. Actually, I think it's here, but oh man, I knew I missed it. Damn. It's there. Yeah, it is. God dang it. Gosh darn it. I didn't even take a thought in my mind on that one. Well, that's the way it goes. I missed it. Finish this puzzle off with a checkmate, black to move. finish this puzzle off with a checkmate. Black to move. I think it's the rook takes the pawn check. And I think it's here with the check with the rook. Because, fuck. Queen's pinned. Yeah. Yeah. Damn it. Oh boy. Tough start today. I don't do as well in the mornings as I do in the evenings. White to move, find the game-ending idea. White to move, find the game-ending idea. White to move, find the game-ending idea. Then they give you an easy one. I guess I sucked in those, so I needed something to get my confidence back. White to move, find the game-ending idea. White to move, find the game-ending idea. Yeah, all of a sudden it's easy sauce. Huh. I'm in a little trouble there. White to move, can you find a way to promote a pawn? White to move, can you find a way to promote a pawn? Bishop's pinned. We don't care about the A pawn because the B pawn wants to promote, so we're going to move it up. We're going to force it. Black to move. Oh no, you can win material from me. Black to move. You can win material from me. Black to move. Oh no. Okay. It is the check with the queen. It's not the check with the queen, no. Well, boy, oh boy. It was bishop takes first. Frick. Yeah. I'm running 50% today, boy. White to move, I'll be in trouble if you capture my rook. White to move. If you capture my rook, I'll be in trouble if you capture my rook. White to move. White to move. Bishop attacks queen. That's okay. Going 50% right now. Black to move. Finish this puzzle off with a checkmate. Thank you all for watching. Are watching. I appreciate it. It's had a good night's sleep. Haven't had one in a while. Had a little rest. That was a good thing. Black to move. Finish this puzzle off with a checkmate. Black to move. Finish the puzzle off with a checkmate. I think we're going to go check with the knight. Undiscovered check. Puts the king in the corner, and then the rook mate. There we go. So far, so good. Wow, nobody in chat this morning. Hikaru's on. I'd watch him too. Who would? Hikaru's on live. Love his streams. Take a careful look at the board. Do you see a way to win material? Take a careful look at the board. Do you see a way to win material? White to move. Do you see a way to win material? White to move. Huh. Do I see a way to win material? White to move. Boy. Knight takes bishop. Rook takes queen. There's a way to end this with checkmate, black to move. There's a way to end this with checkmate, black to move. There is a way to end this with checkmate, black to move. Okay, rook check. Yeah, there's. He is gonna sack. He's gonna check me. Take my rook. Yeah. And it doesn't matter because that's mate. If you play this right, you can win my rook, white to move. If you play this right, you can win my rook, white to move. If I play this right. Yeah, I better be watching a little bit longer, but I see it right away, but boy, last two levels were really rough. I didn't do as well. Those last two. Okay. My king is vulnerable. Can he find the right moves? My king is vulnerable. Can he find the right moves? Man, I'm probably going to blow this. Good possibility. I think it's the bishop. Yeah. And the rook. It's a good time to strike. Find a way to attack my king. Wanting to move. It's a good time to strike. Find a way to attack my king. Good time to strike. Find a way to attack my king. White to move. Good way to attack my king. It's a rook sacrifice. Definitely a rook sacrifice. Yep. He didn't go for it. Didn't want to go for it. Takes the knight, takes the rook. And then the rook swings over for the mate. Okay. Find a way to win material, black to move. Find a way to win material, black to move. Find a way to win material, black to move. There's no checks. Does he use my bishop? That's just really weird. There is a check. And I think that's the only way we can do it. Yeah, I think that is a possibility that we trap that queen. Okay, bishop check. Move the pawn up, and the queen's gone. There we go. Had to think about that one. Find a way to win material, black to move. Find a way to win material, black to move. This one's a little bit more tough. Okay, it's pawn push, I think. Obviously. Push pawn. He takes. I take with check. Take the knight. Find a way to win material, black to move. Find a way to win material, black to move. And I got a check. And then deep doo-doo. Which is kind of crazy. Because you would think you're in check and you're going to move away, but why is the queen not covered? Queen's not covered. Win my knight to win the puzzle. Win my knight to win the puzzle. Win the knight to win the puzzle. Okay, what am I missing? What am I missing? I could go check, he takes. I lose that. I lose there. I go there, I lose the rook. Do I get another rook, though? Wait a sec. All right. I see it. Okay. Take the knight check. The reason being is the bishop check. Can't move because of the other bishop, so we take the rook. Okay. Alrighty. I almost didn't see that. I'm gonna eat my breakfast. Okay, smart play, right. Almost missed it. This is a critical position, how can you defend? Critical position, how can you defend? Huh. Critical position, how can you defend white's move? Well, I got a rook barreling on my queen. Huh. Yeah, I got a check coming. Well, I could take, but then it's check. I'm going to blow this, obviously. The only thing I can see is getting a bishop and a rook for the queen. Maybe I'm wrong. But right now, that's all I see. And kind of a hosed position. If I take the rook, the queen checks, and then it's going to take the knight on that check. And probably queenside castle. After. All I see is knight take bishop. Knight takes rook check. Queenside castle. Your pawn is close to promotion. What's the next move? Black to move. Your pawn is close to promotion. What's the next move? Oh, it's a pin. It's a pin. Pin the bishop. Fuck. Sorry. God damn it. It's not. It's not that? Are you kidding me? Oh, shit. Take the rook. Yeah. Missed it. Well, I broke the straight. Damn. That was my bad. That was my bad. Should have thought about that a little bit longer. Win my rook to win the puzzle. Win my rook to win the puzzle, white to move. Win my rook to win the puzzle, white to move. Win my rook. Okay. Win my rook to win the puzzle, white to move. Yeah, it's basically take the pawn. Oops. Take the pawn. Take the check. Win the rook. Okay. I blundered. Can you find a way to checkmate me? I blundered. Can you find a way to checkmate me? Black to move. I blundered. Can you find a way to checkmate me? Okay, it's the rook sacrifice with the check. It's not the rook sacrifice with the check. Fuck. If I go, that's why I'm such a crappy speed chess player. I tell you. It's not the move. Oh, God. Yeah, that's why. Easy one. Straight up easy one. I missed it. Oh, well. Yeah. Black to move, think about checkmate. Black to move, think about checkmate. Well, I can take the pawn here, but he can get out here, but he can't get out here, so I'm not going to fall for it twice. I might fall for it like 8 times in a row. You never know. White to move. Looks like I let my guard down. I'm done for if you can find the right way to attack my king. Well, I think it's check. Am I in check? Wait a sec. White to move. Oh, white to move. God dang it. You know, I get tired quick, and that's when tried to promote a black pawn the wrong way. Wake up, John. It's your time. Okay. Looks like I let my guard down. I'm done for if you can find the right way to attack my king. Okay, queen takes pawn. I'm a little confused on that one, but got out of it. Surprised. Okay. Black to move. Oh no, you can win material from me. Black to move. Oh no, you can win material from me. Black to move. Oh no, says he got to go. Oh no, Godzilla. Woo 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 woo. I can win material from him. Black to move. Oh no, you can win material from me. Black to move. What am I looking at? Is that the pawn takes the bishop first? Is it the pawn takes the bishop first? It can't be that easy. And then oh wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, it couldn't be that easy. I thought it was this. Yeah. Yep. White to move, calculate win material. White to move, calculate and win material. White to move, calculate and win material. Well, I get 2 pawns for 1 that way. I can push the pawn up and move the king back, but I really can't do anything. I can check with the bishop. And then take the pawn check and win the bishop. I think that's it. I think it's check here. There we go. There you go. Win this game with a checkmate, white to move. Win this game with a checkmate. White to move. All right. There you go. Check. Mate. Oh, God. Too quick. Too quick. Oh, boy. missed it. Oh, shit. That's not it? Wow. But then I go back. All right. Move back, and then I take the rook. At least that's when. Or I just go there. Okay. Damn. Find a way to end the game with a checkmate. Find a way to end the game with a checkmate. White to move. Find a way to end the game with a checkmate. White to move. Okay. Bishop hiding in the corner. Damn. I blundered, you can win a queen from me, black to move. I blundered, you can win a queen from me, black to move. Knight sacrifice. Probably wrong, but I think it is. Yep. Calculate for checkmate, white to move. Calculate for checkmate, white to move. Calculate for checkmate. Too quick. Yeah, that's my fault. You have one path forward here. Calculate carefully, black to move. Done some really stupid mistakes this morning. You have one path forward here. Calculate carefully, black to move. One path forward. Calculate carefully, black to move. Got a huge problem, so I gotta check him. And the only piece that can check him, because I've got these two rooks and a queen right there. King's wide open in the center of the board. So it is check. That is a block. And take the bishop, sack the rook, bring the other rook over, queen is pinned. Now I got a problem, but easily solved. Moving over. And we are golden. Close to checkmate, black to move. Close to checkmate, black to move. I believe it's pawn check. I could go check. I mean, I can't go there. Queen takes. What am I thinking? It's the pawn move. Check. And then it is the queen right here. And then boom. All right. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Oops, that's a blunder by me. Can you find out how to win material? It's a blunder by me. Can you find out how to win material, black to move? Okay, where am I going here? It's a blunder by me. That's a blunder by me. Can you find out how to win material? I am not seeing it. The only thing I think, and I'm probably totally wrong on this, but I think it is rook sack on the knight. Because I don't see anything else. Rook sack on the knight. Hey, Glenn, how you doing? Nice to see ya. Hi to Poland. I think it's the rook sack on the knight. I may be wrong. I'm probably wrong. But I think it's the rook sack on the knight. And then I could go here. I was hoping the king would take, and then I'd do a double here and get the queen, but I think it's here. Yeah, I think it's queen takes queen. I could take that other pawn move. And then the knight. Alrighty. It's going good, man. Not a lot of people coming in, but it's understandable. I'm a little bummed about what has happened. It's not my fault. So, I mean, but when you got a FIDE master on your ass for no reason, I mean, I just don't understand why he didn't tell me that was him that night, and then he went so long. There had to be some intent before, and he had to be told bad information. I mean, there's no way that came out of the blue, but I guarantee that, you know, kind of weird, but I'm hanging in. Probably read the club, my comments in the club, and you know, I am upset about it, but what can you do? My viewership has gone completely down since it happened, and I was really shocked to find out that he was going to people online and saying stuff about me that's not true. And there's nothing I can do about it, really. You know, I only met that person for 2 days. I was really impressed with him. I thought he was a nice guy. I really did. I was shocked. But it is what it is. Prevented me to play face to face now because I don't have a club to play face to face. And I did the right thing of backing off. You know, I mean, you have a choice to perpetuate it or, you know, walk away, and I walked away. I mean, I really don't understand it. But I'll get by, you know. We'll see what happens on Friday Night Blitz. We had 7 for most of it, and lowest ever turnout. And the person that told me and showed the receipts on it that person was doing that, I was shocked. I really was. Yeah, it is. It is. I really love the club, man. I got along with them really well, and that was the surprising thing, that they didn't back me up, you know, or didn't make an effort to, and you know, I could have went to the owner and talked to the owner of the coffee shop and explained what was going on and brought him involved, but I just thought it was best just, you know, let it go. And then now that I know that it kept going after I left, and, you know, it does bother you. It really does. When people make false accusations towards you, and it's shitty, it's not right, and then they continue to do so. I mean, I think the point I was making yesterday in the club was when I posted that and I made the additional comments, the 3 additional comments, was that, you know, when that week of, and he's claiming I disparaged him during that week, and that I was going at him, but he really was going at me, and he was making personal attacks, and he made personal attacks in that sequence, and I was totally respectful. I was just trying to. You can't reason with somebody that is that adamant to go like he did. And the other thing was, why didn't he tell me, and why did he use the name he did? And it was a new account, 10 hours old, and it's already 2,400, which, you know, we've had so many people, and you've even seen it in the previous, when you were playing in the arenas, there were so many people that have been caught cheating and pulling that shit, and then you know, there would be no reason for me to think that it was him. And then he made that name up to especially do that. When I talked to him and asked him in face-to-face before I got sick with COVID, and I only met him twice on those 2 Sundays. And then there was a reason he wanted to play me on Sunday. And that's why I didn't show my A game. I decided I was just going to see his openings. I just wanted to see kind of how he played. And the first Sunday in the 2 games, you know, I got smoked pretty bad, but I was just kind of watching him. And the second Sunday, I played a little better, just enough to get him to the mid game and get rocked. And then I was complimenting him the whole time. And I asked him, Gloin, I asked him, I said, hey, you know, I got the YouTube channel, and he already subscribed to my YouTube channel before that. And I asked him, hey, can I do a promo with you and film you, you know, for my channel? No. I mean, matter of fact, just right, no. I don't think so. And it was like totally taken aback. And the other thing that I look back on, our 1800 was playing him, and I went to get a coffee, and I was being quiet so they could play, and there was only 3 of us in the room, and because I came early, right? And Our 1800 actually got a draw against him, and in the first game, got smoked in the second game. But he was playing his A game, and I learned from John Chung. He was my sensei, so don't show anything in Skittle games. And because if there's a tournament coming up, that's when you show it. And so with I go get a coffee. I mean, the guy was cool to me. I was cool to him. I didn't understand what was, no indication. I did quit my previous club, and I had valid reasons to do so, but I really never talked about it with the new club. And the guy that ran that new club wanted to come to the new club I was in, and people asked me, and I said I have no problem with it as long as he doesn't mess with me. And he didn't know what actually had happened, so, and I wasn't going to tell him. I mean, there was no reason to tell him. But I didn't feel comfortable at that original club that I was in, and there was reasons, and some really crazy reasons, but there was reasons, and that's the only thing I could think of is why he would do what he did that night in my arena, and then go at me like he did that in that 7-day period. And Alan, who introduced him, and Alan was his friend, and he's a USCF tournament director for Midtown Club in Tigert. And he didn't know, so there was some reason why it was done, and basically the character assassinated me, and I was really upset but I was looking back, and I remember I went and got a cup of coffee after he said no, I don't think so. And I thought it was weird, but he was really nice, and we were happy to have him there. So I walked back, I sit down, we played the game, and after the draw, he looks at me and he goes, "You beat him?" Like he was totally fucking shocked, right? And I go, "Yeah." And the 1800, and I looked at it, yeah, John's a good player. And it's like he was told prior that I wasn't a good player. And by somebody, and then after the situation, he talked with my current TD that didn't back me up at all. And when I talked to the TD face to face, I don't give a fuck. You guys can go out and fight in the street. I'm like, what? I was like, just the whole situation to me. And so when I think it was because of the other club, and they didn't know that somebody in that club went and asked me to do a threesome in that club. There's kids in that club, and the friend of the tournament director, the guy that runs it, close friend, supposedly. Yeah, I don't understand conjuring drama in a chess club where everyone's supposed to have fun. Yeah, I was having a blast too in the new club. I really enjoyed it. But anyway, this guy took me in the hallway. I'll never forget it. It was at the PUD here. And he goes, I've got this older lady, and I'm trying to show her the ways of sex, and you want to do a threesome with me? And the guy's like, and I was 185 pounds at the time. I just moved there. And I'm like, no. And, I was like, no. And I laughed it off, and I went and told not only John Chung and Jacob Reed, but I did not talk to the TD because I didn't know if he was involved. I had no idea. And luckily I distanced myself, and I remember telling my friends from Spokane when I moved there, I go, in a chess club? Are you fucking shitting me? And how crazy. And I was like, so I stayed, and because I didn't know who was involved, and I didn't know if it was just this weird dude. And he ended up leaving about a month later, and so I never saw him again. And so I thought that was weird. And then in 2009, I went 4-1, and then I was told by the director that because I tied with the guy that had a higher rating, I was moved to 4th, and that I would not get the 3rd place prize. And they gave me some, best thing for for best lower rated level thing. And the guy that ends up getting it was wanted by the FBI, and nobody knew, and he took a 5-year-old death certificate, and he moved to like Colorado and became a pizza delivery guy, and then he would always play chess. And this guy was from it's like Serbia, and he was adopted by a very rich family, and they wanted him to go to an Ivy League school, and he went there, and they wanted to educate him, and then all of a sudden, for some reason, he disappeared because his visa was going to be revoked or something like that. So then he ended up going to Bend, Oregon, and in there got a high position, and there's no more glowing. Got a high position in the people that watch the bars, and fabricated all the backstory. He was married, had 2 kids. He spoke perfect English. He spoke, normal common English as well. So I actually took them all. I was asked by that director to take them all out to dinner, and I did. And we played chess the night before. I was supposed to play him, and he wanted to play me, and I said no, I wouldn't play him, And he played the other guys, and I watched him, but we didn't match up. We actually, he was at 2nd board in that last round. I was at 3rd board, and John Chung, I had played, and we had a great match, and I threw the Sicilian at him. He'd never seen me play it before. So, after that, he used me for all his end games. So, with that tournament, the FBI, like a week or 2 weeks later, popped the guy and in Bend, and there was a big thing. And then all of a sudden, there's just silence on the whole deal, and never heard anything since. But I still got the leaderboard thing, where they say I took 4th, but I actually tied him, and he had the better ELO. But what he would do is he'd go to his MO was to play in chess clubs, and he would lose games on purpose to get under the radar. And he actually took a 5-year-old's birth certificate that was dead, and assumed his identity. Guy was totally nice, totally cool, had no clue. So that happened at the club I was at. That was crazy, and I can't remember his name, but he was a really solid, good chess player, and from back east. It was just a crazy situation. And then I was told I wasn't good enough by that TD, that guy that ran it. Said that, he goes, you shouldn't be around John Chung, and I don't know why your Lon and John and Jacob allow you to be there. Like they're elite, you can't play with them or whatever. I was 2nd seed at my first year there, and then I got sick and went down to 4th, but and Jacob just got way better than me. And so, it was, trying to, crazy story. Yeah, and you cannot find anything on it now. You can't find anything. And I remember talking to the Bend guys the next year because I came out and they told me about it. And, you know, but I would have played him in the fifth round, and we actually matched up. We were on the same side of the table, you know, and we actually ended up tying because we both won. John took the draw, predetermined draw at the 11th. I think it was the 11th move on that game against the Bend number one that came over from Bend, Oregon. And if he would have not done that and played it out and beat the guy, and he should have beat the guy. I mean, he was way better rated. I would have tied for second. So, but it, you know, I talked to John about it. John said just ignore him, and told me that I wasn't good enough, you know. And went to Western States Championships with John that November. That was the summer of 2009 for the Newport Open in 2009. So that was weird to me, and it was weird that he told me I wasn't good enough. And I played him 5 times head-to-head, and I beat him 5 times. He never beat me. Now, probably now, because I haven't played chess as much, he probably would. But back then he never did. And but he told me I wasn't good enough to be with him, you know. And he always underestimated people, and because I was from Spokane, he never really truly believed what I was saying about what high school I went to. I mean, it's fucking documented. I got my freaking yearbooks. I mean, it's Meade High School. Played for him in 73, 74. I was their number one board. I mean, everything was documented. And so, you know, just crazy shit. And he was a retired school teacher, and he was very well known and very well liked. And he was pretty anal retentive. And he just was really close-minded. And, you know, he had a thing for me, I guess, that he didn't like me. And it came down to the next year, you know, we were talking about sponsorships and getting sponsorships, and I knew that I was best friends with the lady that does the candy at Newport Candy, and I ended up working for her during COVID because they needed help, and I said I'd help, and I made fudge. I'd never done it before, and worked for them for about a year to help them, you know. But anyway, talked to her, and she goes, "Well, I'll give you our saltwater taffy bags, and they're big size bags. I'll give it to you at cost. You buy it, and then you give it to the club, donate it to the club, and all the proceeds can go to the club." Uh-oh. Did my steam cut off? And somebody trying to silence me? Am I back? I'm back. Probably somebody's trying to silence me. Yeah. So anyway, I got these bags of candies. I did all the footwork. I told the dude, the TD at my old place and here in town. Did all the footwork, and he had a guy that was selling candy that went to a penny store, bought penny candy, and it was jacking it up $2 or $3 or $1 or a quarter. And because he did that, the guy that ran the club, he wouldn't sell it. He put it under the table and never sold a bag. Never even tried to sell a bag. And stuck me with paying for all that candy. Is that screwed up or what? That was pretty shitty. Actually, that was the 2009. That was the 2009. Uh, that was the same tournament. That was the same tournament because the guy was there. And so I got all those bags of candy to try. I mean, and it's the best saltwater taffy on the coast. I mean, they're well known, that candy shop. And so, yeah. So I had to take the big box back and probably gave me AFib, motherfuckers. Excuse me. Anyway, so then I played in 2010. Didn't play very well, but Jacob played amazing and beat a former master, He was well known from Portland and just smoked him in the final game and won the Newport Open. And of course, Yachin's giving me I'm not going to play Yachin. He fucks around. I'm not going to do it. Sorry, Yachin. You screw around. You take a lot of time. I'm not going to play you. And then you try to play out the game, and it really crappy way to play. And if you play serious and just beat me outright, that's different, you know. And it's always this 15-10, 960, and you extend the game for an hour and a half. I mean, why are you doing that? That makes me mad. And I'm a little pissed off about the situation that's going on. So it comes down to 2011 for the Newport Open, and I got sick, and I was in the hospital, and I ended up being in the ICU for 4 days and a week in the hospital in my heart, and AFib, and then I got an allergic reaction with Pradaxa. My ankles still have bands that are purple that are this big on both ankles, and allergic reaction, and I was in the hospital for a week. Hi, Shang Witch. Doing good. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Anyway, Glenn, what happened was that I got sick, so I gave Jacob my entry fee, and he wanted to play in the Open. Now, he won the 2010 tournament, Newport Open. And 24 hours before, and everything was cool, and I paid the entry fee for his Open, and I was sick. I wasn't going to be able to be there, and ended up going into the hospital. And they had a new tournament director that he had, and they decided to change the format to 4 games instead of 5. And 24 hours to go, they tell Jacob, who I paid for his entry fee, he already won the 2010, so he's the defending champion of the tournament. Told him he couldn't play. Said, nope, can't play. Can't play in the Open. I'm like, when I found out, I was livid. And when John Chung found out, he backed me. He wasn't too happy about it either. And there were ulterior motives. And so those ulterior motives was the guy, the FIDA master that had been going at me, they were afraid that he wouldn't play and all this really solid players wouldn't play if Jacob was allowed to be in the Open. Now, Jacob won the 2010 Open. He deserved to be in there. And so they weren't going to allow him to play. I don't take links, Eshan. That is a Levy thing, and I love Levy in Gotham chess, and he rocks, and he's the best at that. So I would do that for him, but I don't do that. I don't do the links. But thank you for asking. I appreciate that. And so anyway, they were going to stop him from playing because it would upset these other players. And again, the guy that ran this club here said that Jacob wasn't good enough. said I wasn't good enough. Jacob wasn't good enough. And they were going to stop it. And with, I think, 2 hours to go, they decided to let him play. And I think he went 1 win, 2 draws, and 1 loss against some of the best players in Oregon. I guess he was good enough. And that was the final straw for me, and that's why I quit the Central Oregon Coast Club in 2011. And that's the real reason, because of all the bullshit. And it wasn't against the guy. The guy's a good guy. I mean, he's a good person, from what I know. But when I went to this new club at Lincoln City and played, all of a sudden, and I won 3 or 4 tournaments I played in, and I won the March tournament and took second in April, and won the June and July tournament, and they were longer time controls, and that's always, I've been a classical player, that's always my time controls. And so when this situation with the Vita Master, why would he do that? Why did he come in? And they had asked me a couple weeks earlier if I had a problem with the guy that ran Central Oregon Coast Club coming up to play with Pioneer Joe Chess Club, USCF accredited. And I said, no, just stay away from me. That's all I said. I have no problem, man. I'm not going to stop anybody from playing chess. I love chess. So, and I feel that, for me, playing chess where I'm comfortable is way more important. But I got a feeling I got character assassinated, and that information was not given to the people that started attacking me. Why I left the original club. And they probably thought that I was some rabble-rouser that was going to cause problems with the Lincoln City Club, so to get me out. And that was the way to get me out. Well, you shouldn't hate yourself. Yeah, based on that information, would you have left? Glenn, would you, with all that stuff that happened, and that was in it from 2008 to 2011, would you have stayed in that club? Would anybody have? I mean, would anybody have? I don't think so. And I think I had every right to say, man, I'm not going to play anymore. Yeah, absolutely. So then this stuff's happening with this guy now, and he's going to other people online and saying that I'm a liar, and that I'm a shitty chess player, and that I don't know chess, and I'm not who I said I am, and I'm all about myself, and I'm a shitty person, and that's not true. All that shit is not true. And why is he doing that? Because there's no way that he comes in with the name he came in with on my arenas, my live stream arenas. And unrated, brand new account, already 2,400, and not say, hey, John, it's me, because I met him those 2 Sundays. And then he played in that tournament, which was $1,000 open. I didn't get to play because I had COVID and I was out 9.5 weeks sick. And he still does this shit. And then says that, I disparaged him, I did all this stuff. And the one thing that I added, in the club about it, when I found out that he'd been going to other people, that got me. And somebody showed me the receipts 2 nights ago or 3 nights ago of what he was saying. And that's why I put it in the club. That is the main reason. If he wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have done it. But you got to stand up to that shit. You got to act like a junkyard dog in a corner and say, that's not right. And thing was that once he made those comments in that 7-week period or 7-day period, that he said that I was attacking him, that I was disparaging him. All I did was report a untitled account that was 10 hours old, that was already 2,400, and it looked suspect, and that's why I reported it. That's all I did. So I tried to reason with him when he went at me after that. It wasn't me just contacting him out of the blue after I reported him. It was him. So number one, why wouldn't he tell me it was him? Number two, why would he claim that I disparaged him and then all of a sudden personally attack me like that? Number three, I went to chess.com and I reported him for abuse after that. I blocked him and I reported him for abuse. And chess.com got back to me and they said they checked it. And they said, we made our decision and don't worry, everything has been taken care of. That's what they told me. Now, he didn't get banned. He's a FIDE master. He really was. He was a legit FIDE master. And I actually played him 4 games. I wish I would have played my A game now. I really do. But I didn't know what was going to happen. But the thing was that I probably would have lost anyway. I mean, probably had no chance. 100 games, I might win 1, So the thing is that if I made a disparaging, here's the thing, if I made a disparaging comment to him, and remember, chess.com checked those messages between us after it happened, and the fact that I reported them. If I made any disparaging comments, I would have been freaking banned immediately from chess.com. Immediately. Because I would do it to a legit FIDE master. Did it cut off again? Yeah, somebody's trying to stop the message, huh? Somebody's trying to stop the message. Don't want to hear that shit. All right. Let's see. Yeah, they didn't want that message getting out. Okay, it's not for me. It's not for me. So I'm waving my hands and it looks live. We'll wait a second. We'll have to wait and see if it comes back. But yeah, and chess.com came back to me on it, and I have the receipts. I can go to the message if anybody wants to see it. And they said they handled the situation. If I would have made any disparaging comments to anybody in that, and he is a very well-known and respected FIDE master. Do you think I would still be on chess.com? If I really did what he said I did? they would have banned me immediately. They would have absolutely banned me immediately. No questions asked. Wouldn't even be close. Didn't matter. And they didn't. Because they know I was respectful to the guy. And he was going at me because he was pissed. And he'd been on lead chess for 8 years. And he didn't know about the mass amount of low elo players that cheat that I had to deal with in my arenas every night since June 2024. There's a lot of them. I mean, it's crazy how many people. And, you know, I've had, at that point, there were 26 players that were 2,200 and above that were brand new accounts. And that had been banned by eventually, or sometimes banned during the arenas, but mostly eventually, that were banned playing in my arenas. My unrated, fun arenas with commentary since June 2024 to this point. So how would I know that this guy was legit? I have no idea. And 10-hour count, 2,400. You know, I just wouldn't know. So, but if I would have said anything disparaging, I would have been banned immediately when they checked when I reported them for abuse. You know it. Everybody knows it. I know it. Why is this guy continuing to do that and attack me? Personally as well, which really, really upsets me. And yeah, it's been hard for me to play chess anymore. It's been really rotten. It's kind of like a mini Kramnik. Hate to say it, but it is. Yeah, Twitch is, for some reason it's happening on Twitch, and I'm sorry. Of course, I'm not monetized on YouTube, but thank you for everybody that watched it. But so anyway, that's why, I mean, and that's why I don't know why this guy's going to me. And the only thing I can think of, it stems from my old club and this guy and knew him. And that there had to be a reason, and the way, you know, I look back at it, and I got really sick at COVID, and I didn't get to play, didn't get to show that I was getting good, and it was always this "you're not good enough" thing. And, you know, man, I'm an old man, you know, I'm pretty decent over the board, and I don't lose very often. And of course, I'm probably going to lose to a FIDE master, but I'm going to give him a run every once in a while. So I don't understand it. And then to have my players that watch me on Twitch and players that are in my club, and there's only 125 players in there, and you know, there's probably only 20 that are active that actually you know, play in our arenas and stuff like that. And but the thing is that going to them and telling them that I'm this shit guy that, you know, lies and bullshits and all this crap when it's not true, why would you do that? Why would you do that? I mean, that to me, you know, yeah, you could be a great chess player, but that doesn't make you a good person. And I might be a potser, but that doesn't make me a bad person. So why would you do that to somebody? I mean, that underhanded crap might be the reason why a certain person died this last month. All that shit, all that pressure. And you don't think this little thing out of the blue is affecting me? It is. That, it really upsets me. I feel like I'm being slandered. And it's not right. And when people mess with you in real life, it's horseshit. It's not fair. Nobody deserves that. So anyway, that's my 2 cents, and that's why I've been having a hard time taking challenges, and especially when guys that screw around every freaking time they try to play me. And you guys know who you are, so it's tough. It's tough. I try to do the best I can, and I try to have a smile every day. But I've been dealing with this since last September, and that happened in 2025. And to find out from a player that played in my arena that night, and also a TD that played in my arena that night, that knew him, that didn't even know it was him, that he was surprised, and that TD, well-respected guy. I love that dude. That dude is straight up can be, and he is a great chess player in his own right. It took back everybody. I mean, what the fuck is going on? It just doesn't make any sense. So for me, it did hurt me. I can't believe somebody would do that. I wouldn't do that to anybody else. Why would they do that to me? And there were reasons why I left the Central Oregon Coast Chess Club. And I believe they're valid. And I didn't feel comfortable there anymore. And when they were trying to stop Jacob from playing, who won the 2010, I tied for third in 2009. So I'm not a slouch player, right? I went 4-1. He went 5-0 in 2010. I was proud of him, man. That guy, we used to split all the time, and then he just got good. And I think he's just under 2,000. I think he's like 1970 something. No. That was 15 years ago? So he really improved. Good kid. And he was a kid when I knew him. And we still talk on Facebook from time to time, which is really cool. So it's, he always thanked me for backing him up that day. And he thanked me for giving me the pep talk bell right before the round, the 2010, when he told me he couldn't beat the guy. And I said, wait, you can't beat the guy. And I told him how. People won't believe it, but I did. He'll tell you. And I played the guy in the third round, and I saw something. And I saw a tendency, and I saw Jacob come to my table to watch it. And so I circled the 13th move on my scorecard, and he saw me circle it. And I played an unorthodox move. It took him like 8 to 9 moves to adapt. And he took a massive amount of time off his clock. And so with John Chung being as good as he was an expert, he took 4th in the Western States Open in 2009. And then Lon, who played in 100, traveled all the time, USCF tournaments, and was a solid Class A player, book player. And then there was me, it was kind of a combination of both. And I had a tendency to take chances. And we taught Jacob. We played him all the time, we talked to him. And that's why I told him, I said, you've got 3 guys that really are very knowledgeable. You have the tools to beat this guy. And how you beat him is you play book. You play straight book. You go right to the mid game, and you keep playing book. And there's going to be a moment, and you play something that he doesn't expect, some kind of unorthodox move that you feel that he's not ready for. and it came to the game. And I'll never forget what Jacob told me after the match. I mean, when he beat that guy, this is our conversation. This was our conversation at Taco Bell. It's like a block away from the PUD. And he goes, "What do you mean?" And I said, "You wait, you play book straight up. You know how to do it. You play book straight up to this guy, and then you play some unorthodox that he doesn't expect. He will take a lot of time to adapt. It'll take him to process. He's a straight book player. There's no doubt in my mind he's a straight book player, and if I wouldn't have made that move on the 13th move, I probably would have had a better chance against him, but I still played him well, as you saw. So the thing is, he's going to take a lot of time, and that's when you'll see it. I guarantee it. That's when you'll see it. And he won't have time to adapt." And that's my talk to him. Went back. John Chung was watching the game the whole time. I stayed out in the outside of the PUD at the benches. And I was smoking a cigarette, and everybody came in. "John, you got to see the game. You got to see the game." And I go, "No, I don't have to see the game." And they go, "Yep, you got to see the game. You got to see the game." I go, "Nope, not going to go see the game." And John Chung comes out, and he goes, "John, you've got to go. You got to go in now. You got to go in now, right now." So I said, "Okay." And I walked in, went to the side of the board. I looked at the board. I looked on the time of the clocks. I looked at Jacob. I looked at the board again, and I saw it. I immediately whipped around, didn't make any facial thing or anything to anybody, whipped around, walked out, sat out, and John came out and sat down next to me, and he said, "Man, that's a rough game. Jacob's playing good." And I go, "He's just won." He goes, "What?" "He's just won." John Chung's an expert. And John looked at me and he goes, "Huh?" I go, "He just won. Look at the position. Go back and look at the position. He just won." And he sees it. And Jacob did. And Jacob came to me and he goes, "How did you know? How did you know?" Just know. And he thanked me on Facebook for it. He thanked me actually publicly. Because masters and top players would be upset at him coming in and playing against him because rating was lower than theirs. That's match fixing. So anyway, that's why I was upset. So I'm sorry I've gone off on a tangent, and this has really bothered me. Somebody's going at me like that. And beloved as good of a chess player as he is, and he is an amazing chess player. But, and it has hurt me, and I had to stop playing face-to-face because of it. And I had to step away from the club. I couldn't believe, and then, a month later, he comes back at me on his second titled account. Once he got his titled account, he came in to our arena and rubbed it in my face. And he didn't say anything, but he just wanted to make sure that I knew he was a titled player. I still didn't know who he was. And he told my TD not to tell me. I mean, there was just all this weird shit about it, And And the thing was, how would I have known? And why did he do it with intent, right? And so, from the standpoint of I knew exactly. As soon as he came in with the titled account, I went, oh, that. I knew. And I go, I played him, 4 games. And I got sick with COVID. Why is he doing this? And so, month and a half later, 2 months later, he has a second titled account. And he does it again. And he personally berates me and tells me I'm a liar and I'm a piece of shit person and go again. Just blocked him. I didn't even. There's no reason to. But I did tell him to knock it off. I'm not going to rehash it. You disparaged me. You disparaged me. Who disparaged you? And that's why I'm having a tough time playing on chess.com. And I'm having a tough time even, taking challenges. So, I think I'm going to call it a day. It's upsetting. It really is. I'm going to be fine. I think the guy's full of shit. That's my personal opinion. And I think he's been told something that he probably. I'll believe he's wrong, and I'll stand up like a junkyard dog in a corner. That's what my dad told me, man, if somebody wrongs you. People don't like me standing up about it, but, I guess Twitch has gone off twice when I've been talking about this today already. And I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's right. And it does affect me. And I'm just going to keep going. And, you guys can believe me or not, but I am telling the truth. I am a good person. I am a respectful person. And I do the best I can. And this guy's wrong. And the people that have, that he has contacted, you guys gotta, totally cool with what your guys' decisions are that surround this, but all I did that night was, like I always do, and I always say in my arenas, suspect play will be reported, and I reported a 10-hour-old account that was untitled, that was 2,400 already in 10 hours, and I reported him to chess.com, and that's all I did, and I thought it was suspect, and I said so on my live stream. And I thought that we had another cheater because we had 26 people that had done it before since June 2024. And so that's all I did. And to get that abuse and get the underhandedness and the shit and the comments, Does it affect me? Yeah, it does. Not cool. And I kind of think it was because of my other club. And they thought that, well, he quit his other club. Maybe he's a bad guy. But that's the real reason why I quit the original club. So I think we'll just call it here. It's really been upsetting. And, Gonna do Friday Night Blitz. Hopefully I'll be in a better mood. Thanks everybody for coming in. Hope you have a great day. And you know what? Everything's gonna be okay. I mean, I'm sure the guy will just continue, but he's wrong. He's definitely wrong.